Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a Paragon 4 release with Broadway Limited. Today it's the Baldwin Centipede, and this is an AA set. Pennsylvania Railroad passenger scheme. Both units are Paragon 4 with sound and DC or DCC. So let's see what you get in the box starting now. Alright, usually protective plastic for this box is kept. Gonna take the lid off here. The return of the poorly felted turntable for displaying is here. Paragon 4 owner's manual for diesel locomotives. You also have a separate, you zoom out a little bit, flyer for the Baldwin. So you have to connect these with a drawbar, and so we will do that off screen. If you want to see how that's done, you can pause and look. Also 28 functions listed here. Just a correction to my last statement, the drawbar, which you can see here, is optional. So there are couplers on both ends, so you can run them up against each other with the couplers, or you can do the drawbar. Here's some more parts also that are included in the box. Little added perk of today's review is I've got the ruler here, so you can see both units span 26 inches combined, or 13 inches a piece, from coupler end to coupler end. As I mentioned before, this is a long locomotive at 13 inches each, and they pretty much mirror themselves, so I'll just show you one on the 360 here. We've got an LED headlight, there's class lights with number boards, a single chime horn there on the top, windshield wiper detail with a windshield installed. On the front, a coupler. It's kind of pushed to the side at the moment here, but I've just put in the center so you can see it. This does actually swing, this pilot swings, and that's actually what the real thing did. So it's not like a miniature O-scale item where it has to be swinging in order to navigate the turns. This is actually how the real Centipedes operated, I'm told. So also a side window, crew figure, one on each locomotive. You can see him poking out right there, even though my camera really doesn't want to focus on him. He is in there, and there is one crew figure on that side and on both locomotives. As we go to the side, you can see the access for the crew with the grab irons that are separate. The window that's installed plastic there. You can see the whole Centipede trucks and a 5-stripe Pensy scheme with the keystone there, with some vent detail on the side as well, and some compartment detail. Some access for the crew in the rear too, so you can see that. And you guys are probably hearing a couple basement sounds because this is kind of the basement. But on the rear, accessory hoses and metal couplers as well. Little porthole window on the back. There's a lot on the top that I will show you, even though I don't quite know what everything does. As we turn the corner here, there's more detail. The Pennsylvania is nice and clear on that side. Now I'm going to turn it on the side. That's the beauty of having this felt. Doesn't hurt the model at all. And you can see some of the detail on the roof, including the hatches, the vents, for venting of that locomotive, and other detail, including really tiny rivet detail and latch detail that's molded into this locomotive. Another mistake I made earlier in the video was that both units are the same. That's incorrect. This unit has featured on it, amongst some subtle differences, a very obvious difference, and that is there is antenna running all the way along the top So you can see that there running on both sides. It's hard to get this all in one photo or video, but here it is, all hooked up and ready to go. So we're just going to go over a few sounds here, and you can start the locomotives by pressing F3, or I'm sorry, moving them, which will just cause them to power on. Or also, you can hit F9, which is a startup and shutdown. So this antenna unit is the lead unit here. You can see the class lights lit up. I'll show you the headlight a little later if we allow a time. But both units are powered and feature sound. Running on DC or DCC. These are run really smooth, slow speed steps. We'll look at that in a little more detail. Right now, let's listen to sounds. So of course we have F1, which is the bell. F2 is the diesel horn. And obviously these are on the same function, so you can separate these out after you program them on your DCC system. F3's coupler slack. F4 is compressor. F5 is ramping the diesel engine up. And 6 is ramping it back down. There's also several sounds in the higher function range. Because these are both on the same address, I'll just show you a couple of these so it doesn't sound too much like an echo. The first one is grade crossing on 13. Well, in just a second, we're going to put the loco in here. Then there's all sorts of passenger sounds, freight announcements, maintenance sounds, radio sounds, city setting sounds, and farm settings. You may have seen in previous reviews, usually when I have two units on the same function like this and not yet put in my system as a consist, then I don't use those functions because sometimes they can trigger different sounds and sound like a big jarbled mess, but you get my point. One really nice feature of Broadway Limited is the fact that you can play and record macro. That means that you can record a sequence of the horn and bell and the locomotive speeds and movements and then play that back to where it's automatically doing that around your layout. We'll go ahead and test this at speed step 1 now. You probably hear rolling thunder, which is a feature of Paragon 4. That's a subwoofer with a wireless receiver picking up on those bass sounds. So very smooth operation at 1 speed step on my NCE power cab. 3.8 miles per hour on the scale though. We'll go ahead and check reverse, just the smoothness of the drive. As you can see there, it's running very smoothly in reverse as well. I think Broadway Limited prefers a little bit more speed on speed step 1 so that you don't have much lurching, but you can always change that on CVs if you insist on very, very tiny incremental movements with perhaps some lurching that just happens to occur no matter what on slow speed step locomotives far and wide. Here's a look at the LED lighting. You can see that the number boards on the side, the class lights, and the headlight are all on F0, along with, there is a cab light, I believe, that goes on when you stop and turns off when you exceed a few scale miles per hour. Here's the pull test. Showing close to 5.5 ounces, which would be about 82 cars or so in regular HO freight cars, so can definitely do the job, as Broadway Limited always has really great pulling power. Alright, overall a great locomotive set here. I think anybody interested in these Centipede units will be happy. We'll leave you with a run-by of just the locomotives as the layout is undergoing maintenance. We'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.